Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the second match between the West Coast Cobras and Perth City Galaxy. The team lists are as follows. Number 69, Dexter Hard. Number 2, Zephyr McPherson. 17, Claudio Cruz. 4, Jake Pizzuto. 6, Diego Florenca. Number 99, Jaden Ashmore. Number 10, Noah Lummett. Number 8, Marco Florenca. And number 9, Luke Ross. For Perth City Galaxy, we have number 13, Cameron Robinson. Number 6, Kyle Router. Number 31, in goal, Arden Yilmaz. Number 66, Fahmy Roslin. Number 11, Seth Smoker. Number 99, Aaron Felipe. Number 28, Matthew Watt. And number 4, George Wallace. It will be the Cobras to get us underway. Hard now for Ross to Pizzuto and to Diego Florenca. Cobras starting well. Good block there by Robinson. Yilmaz to Robinson. Roslin getting an early touch in the centre of the court. Now pressing Diego Florenca. Now he's shifted to Pizzuto. Pizzuto making a good run forwards. That ball deflected by Robinson. Yilmaz throwing for Router. Cobras playing a little bit of head futsal. Good dummy by Ross. Florenca down the line for Dexter Hard. Now Ross for Pizzuto. That pass I don't think was meant for Florenca by Pizzuto. Excellent movement from the Cobras to start the game. Now Diego Florenca looking for Pizzuto, but the ball is deflected out of play. It looks like Roslin may have rolled his ankle in reaching that ball to get it out of play. Now Felipe on the court. Pizzuto in the space. Robinson left a rather large area. And well done by Diego Florenca to recover. Pizzuto trying to get the ball to Dexter Hard. Robinson intercepts, driving forwards, but Luke Ross does well. Stop him in his tracks. Now Robinson again with the shot. Jaden Ashmore leaving it. Yilmaz wins the ball, throws for Rauter. Now Robinson dispossessed by Hard. He's driving forward, has the shot, saved by Yilmaz. And now Rauter back to Robinson. Robinson trying to play down the line. Kyle Rauter's able to keep it in, but just out of play. And now Hard for Pizzuto. Luke Ross. Pizzuto and Ross exchanging positions as Diego Florenca carries the ball. Hard for Ross. That shot the top. Arden Yilmaz seems to have potentially copped a ball to the eye in making a save. Seems to be alright though. Throws for Rorta, but it's intercepted by Ross. He plays Pizzuto. And now Marco Florenka. Kyle Rorta intercepts. And Jaden Ashmore saves the one-on-one. Seth Smoker looking to play the pass forwards. Couldn't get it there, and the Cobras put the ball out for a corner. And that ball aimed for Smoker, doesn't make it. Diego Florenka trying to get the ball to his brother. Now it's a 2v1. Pizzuto reads that brilliantly. And now Diego Florenka just slowing everything down. Younger brother Marco not happy with that decision. Again, very good movement from the Cobras. And Diego Florenka putting that ball over the bar with what I believe was probably an unguarded section of net. Ross does well against Wallace just to nick in and nip the ball over his foot. Cobras in complete control of possession at the moment. Pizzuto for Marco Florenka. It's a great ball. Marco, again, a little bit frustrated with his older brother's decision not to continue his run. And now Noah Lummett's on the court for the first time. Pizzuto down the line, looks to roll for Lummett, and he gets it. And Smokers won the possession of the ball, but it's a corner for the Cobras. Ball across from Pizzuto, not read by Lummett. Now Wallace plays Yilmaz. His pass is misdirected, cut out by Lummett. I believe he was trying to put it longer, but now Lummett for Pizzuto. Luke Ross back to Pizzuto. Looks up, he's got Lummett with a dummy for Marco Florenka. Again, excellent control of possession from the Cobras. And now Galaxy could string a couple of passes together. They didn't. The ball's given away by Filippi. Wallace's shot blocked by Pizzuto. The two number 4s going against each other. And now that ball by Wallace flits right across the box. Now Lummett with the kick in to Ross. Marco Florenka. Lummett again to Ross. To Cruz. And now Marco Florenka looking for Lummett. Smokers put the ball out of play. And Marco Florenka's pass is out of play. Cobras players asking for a turnover, but that's not correct. Kicking's taken from a different area. It's not a turnover. And that foul there by Watt against the Cobras. Marco Florenka, Luke Ross. Cruz now for Lummett. Again, the Cobras really dominating possession, trying to force Galaxy back. Good block by Wallace. And then Robinson earns his team a goal clearance by putting the ball out off of the Cobras. Now Yilmaz in the throw for Watt, but wasn't red. Now Zephyr McPherson's on the court for the Cobras for the first time. Ross telling him to get up to pivot. Ross and Lummett exchanging passes. Now McPherson's dropped deeper. And he plays Cruz to Lummett. Passes behind Ross.
Just that one, please. That one there. That one there. Thank you.
Ashmore comes and claims, and now Lummett. Good battle there between he and Wallace. Back for Ross. McPherson spins and shoots to put the Cobras 1-0 up. Good ball by Luke Ross down the line. McPherson showing his abilities as a pivot, spin tightly and shoot. Galaxy getting us back underway. Ross now for Lummett. Now Cruz. Pass is cut out, but they've got it back. Ashmore quite high for the Cobras off his line, prepared. Oh, Galaxy making a sub while not in possession of the ball. Nearly a mortal sin in futsal. Especially with the opposition attacking. Now Lummett feeds Cruz. McPherson, first time shot is wide. Yilmaz. Lummett now for Ross to Cruz. Lummett for McPherson. McPherson does well. Rides one challenge. Now Cruz for Ross with a bit of space. Received a bit of a bouncy pass. Cruz kicking it into the floor. Now Lummett looking for McPherson. He set himself, and a great finish by Noah Lummett with the 1-2 with McPherson. Cobras 2-0 up. Yilmaz looks forward. That's a better ball from the young shot stopper. Looking for his pivot and captain, Router. Roslin down the line. Pizzuto for Ross. McPherson finds Ross. The call from Jake Pizzuto was for a little back roll. He couldn't make that work, but got the ball to him with a little deflected shot. Oh, that could have been a first-time shot from Ross. Left foot blocked by Robinson. Now Robinson does well. And McPherson does well for the Cobras. Florenko with good feet against Roslin. And now hard, looking for the run of Marco Florenka. Robinson puts the ball out of play. Hard with the shot. Blocked by Rorter. Nice little set piece with Diego Florenka with the step over. Jake Pizzuto looking to make a run to the far post. He does. Diego Florenka deciding the pass wasn't on though. Makes a good decision just to reset. The Cobras are trying to draw out Perth City Galaxy. Marco Florenka deciding he was going to pass it to Galaxy for some reason. Sorry, Marco, just calling it how I see it. Just getting a call for a towel with some sweat on the court. We'll restart play with Jaden Ashmore. Out to Diego Florenka. Marco finds his teammate this time. Dexter hard. Marco again. Jake Pizzuto. Now Diego Florenka. Out to Pizzuto. Cobras showing that they can move the ball around at pace and nearly at will. Galaxy defending well in their block. Pizzuto not being followed though. Arden Yilmaz coming out and sliding when he could have just kept his feet and potentially dribbled the ball or passed it to his teammate. Slightly strange decision from the goalkeeper, but Diego Florenka now finding Marco and then Pizzuto. Diego Florenka trying to draw Galaxy out further. Changes the point of attack. Now to hard. Back to Diego Florenka, and Wallace does a brilliant defensive job closing off those passing channels. Hard making a run. Diego Florenka one-on-one with Wallace. Hard had come inside, was looking for a shot. The pass was overhit. That throw from Ashmore, just wide of Diego Florenka's run. Yilmaz throws long again. Ashmore's throw is cut out. Roslin with the ball. Finds Watt. But then Hard does a good job. Wins the ball. Diego Florenka for Pizzuto, then to younger brother Marco Florenka. Now Diego, Marco, Hard. Diego Florenka for Hard again. The possession statistics from this half are going to be quite up there. The number of passes too. Marco Florenka gets a good side of goal. Arden Yilmaz potentially overcommitted to one side, but the shot was off target. As Watt has a shot blocked by Pizzuto. And that corner very easily taken by Jaden Ashmore. Now Diego Florenka, Lummett exchanging passes, Cruz back on the court for Marco Florenka. Diego Florenka's dispossessed. Lummett keeps the ball in play now on a 4v3. Oh, well, 3v3. Diego Florenka with a great dummy. Smoker wins the ball. Counter attack for Galaxy, but a loose pass from Felipe is cut out, and the Cobras get their third through Jake Pizzuto.
4 goal, 17 assists.
Cobras get us back under. Sorry, Galaxy get us back underway, and the Cobras have got possession again, but now back to Perth City Galaxy. Cobras content just to sit at halfway. Watt with the shot. Good save by Jaden Ashmore. Hasn't had a whole heap to do so far, but sometimes for goalkeepers that's the most difficult time. Lapses in concentration. Cruz does well against Smoker. Watt cuts out that pass from Pizzuto. And now Diego Florenka resets to Lummett and to Cruz. And Pizzuto carries. It's a great ball for Diego Florenka. And Yilmaz throws long. Wallace with the header. Deflected it at goal, but not again troubling Jaden Ashmore. As we go in half time, we will be back very soon with the second half.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week in Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
Just going through the first half statistics. So we've got 224 passes for the West Coast Cobras, 21 passing strings of 4 or more with 82% completion, 70% possession. For Perth City Galaxy, 49 passes, 47% completion and 30% total possession. We'll be getting ourselves back underway in just a moment. The messages from the benches, essentially from the Cobras, it was more of the same. Let's ensure we finish our chances. Perth City Galaxy gone into a lot of detail discussing individuals. They've discussed trying to get pressure on the fixo for Cobras. Quite often it has been between Luke Ross and Jake Pizzuto. Now, Galaxy will get us underway for this second half. Wallace holding the ball up, waiting for some movement of a teammate. He's dispossessed by a combination of McPherson and Ross. He's got it back though from hard, and Ashmore with a terrific split save with an outstretched right foot. Now Smoker with the corner. I think he had a shot there. Ashmore's throw not read by Ross. Robinson finds Wallace. Smoker, great ball for Robinson. He couldn't take his first touch towards goal, but Wallace has got it. A much more positive start now to this second half for the Galaxy. They've created a couple of decent opportunities for themselves. And now Robinson tries to take on Ross, dispossessed. He resets to McPherson, then to Cruz. Now hard, looking for McPherson. Yilmaz made the save. That throw into Wallace was tough. It's an excellent touch on his chest by the big number 4. Excellent pivot play. And now Roslin's shot is blocked. Again, a much more positive start to this half by Perth City Galaxy. Ross to McPherson. Tried to back roll but missed it. Now hard. Plays Ross. Dispossessed by Roslin. Wallace trying to create something for himself. Dispossessed by McPherson. And Wallace just gets a toe on it to put the ball out of play. Ross organising hard for McPherson. He broke the initial challenge, but then the ball's out for a goal clearance. Yilmaz to Wallace to Roslin. Now Robinson, Smoker, back to Robinson. Robinson's dispossessed by Cruz. He resets to Hard. Good movement by Dexter. Good hold-up play as well by McPherson, but Hard's just not able to hit the target with that shot. Yilmaz for Wallace. Now Pizzuto on the court for Cruz. Ross to Hard, oh, poor touch. Now Ross to Hard again. And Ross trying to get the ball into McPherson at pivot. Smoker's done a good job, but Luke Ross is on his own. And Yilmaz came out too early, too quickly. Ross just going around him to finish into an empty net. Now Wallace to Smoker. Wallace has it back. Looks to cut the ball to the far post to Smoker, but Ashmore did well. And now the Cobras reset. And now Pizzuto for Florenka. Felipe getting a touch on the ball to divert it away from Jake Pizzuto's run. And now Ross finds McPherson again on the edge of the box with a lot of time and space. This has been a much better start for Perth City Galaxy, but they need to make sure they don't allow things to open up again. Robinson brilliantly defended against McPherson there. It was a good battle by both players. Robinson complaining about some grabbing. I think it was very much both ways. Great movement by Diego Florenka. Plays his little brother Marco, and that ball I think was off the post. Now a 3v2, George Wallace cuts, little Cruyff turn. He's doubled up on though, and then fouled Pizzuto. The number 4 did a good job trying to hold up play, allow his teammates to move. Now Ross overlapped by Pizzuto. Marco Florenka sets him, and Arden Yilmaz is saved by Seth Smoker. Once again, coming too far out of his goal too early, but saved by his teammate. Cobras looking to dominate possession again. Just trying to wear out their opposition. Now what? Shot is saved by Ashmore from Felipe. kick in very short. Marco Florenka feeds brother Diego to try and hit Pizzuto at the far post. Just not quite there. Now Smoker receives from Yilmaz. Plays down the line to Watt. His touch is heavy. Now Ross. Marco, Jake Pizzuto, Noah Lummett to Marco Florenka. Plays the overlap. Felipe with the last touch. Smoker intercepts the corner from Lummett. It's meant for Ross. He can feed Wallace. He's got Watt. Didn't commit to the far post. Watt just needed to make his run to that far post. He would have probably had a tap in. Now Pizzuto for Lummett to Ross. Looking for Pizzuto again at that far post. Watt does well. Sorry, Felipe does well. Now Watt, can he finish? The shot's blocked by Pizzuto. Terrific block there by Jake Pizzuto on Matthew Watt. Now Wallace retrieves possession. Has managed to keep it on multiple occasions, but it's called for a handball. Quite unlucky there. Doing a really good job holding off multiple defenders, but now Smoker. Dispossessed by Marco Florenka. And now Felipe intercepts. Now Lummett. This game becoming quite end-to-end. Both teams being sloppy in possession. Smoker tries to feed Wallace. And now Ross can bring the ball away. Not sure if anyone can settle this game down at the moment. We'll see. Lummett for Ross. Yilmaz intercepts. And Marco Florenka. Arden Yilmaz with a great split save. Had probably committed too far to his right. Eventually got back to his left to make the save, but and we have a timeout called by Perth City Galaxy. I think when we return it will be a goal clearance for Perth City Galaxy. Yilmaz restarts play from Galaxy. Looking for Watt. Great touch by Watt and Rorta. Good save by Ashmore.
Hey guys, how are you?
Cobras doing a very good job to play out that pass. Not quite able to get to McPherson. And now Rorter with a good header. Good throw by Yilmaz, but the Galaxy not able to keep possession for periods of time, as the Cobras have done very well. And that, I'm not sure I can call that a volley. I think it came off his shin from McPherson. Great ball by Hard. Now Lama able to turn. Diego Florenka with a good run. Again, the Cobras just moving so well off of the ball, creating opportunities for each other. Corner kick for Cobras. Oh, there's an enormous gap. And that was a good header by Matthew Watt. Maybe a little bit unprepared, but a good header. Diego Florenka waiting for some movement from a teammate. Now he plays Lummett to Hard, tries to skip down the line. Rorter does a good job blocking off that channel. Oh, Hard missed that pass. Now Rorter looking for some movement. Finds Felipe. Robinson. I'm going to call it a shot. It was off balance. Probably could have had a touch. Now Cruz into McPherson. Back to Lummett. Robinson organising his teammates well. Talking to everybody, making sure everyone's organised. Oh, what? Gave Cruz too much space. And the deflection there has ended up in the back of the net. I do believe that's been given as an own goal, despite 4 of the Cobras players trying to claim. Roslin resets to Wallace. Wallace does a good job, but couldn't get his shot off. Pizzuto, Lummett, and now Diego Florenka to Pizzuto. Cruz with good movement off of the ball. Lummett, and Pizzuto will try and find a return pass. He does. Good first. I think that was a block potentially by either Robinson or Yilmaz. If it was a good save. Now Cruz with the kick in. Ross. Wallace looking for the run of Rorter. Ross reads it though, finds Lummett. He's got Pizzuto left. Cruz getting to the far post. Yilmaz blocks the ball across well. Unable to prevent a corner though. Now Pizzuto for Lummett. Good ball into Cruz. Cruz holds it up. And a good save, point blank from Yilmaz. Getting it up and over the bar well. From about 6 meters, that's a very, very tough save. Pizzuto showing, Cruz showing. Ross looking for the ball over the top, gets it. Little back rolls over hit to Pizzuto though. Wallace with the kick in. Down the line for Rorter, now for Robinson. Looking for the shot. Blocked by Ross. And I believe it was a corner. Roslin, shot blocked by Pizzuto. And now Yilmaz. Rorter dispossesses Ross. Robinson snatches at the shot. Now Cruz to Lummett. Ross making a run off the ball. Pizzuto. And Ross sets Pizzuto for the shot. Yilmaz for Wallace. Finds his feet, the pivot holds it up. Unable to keep possession though. Roslin's won it. Just had a heavy touch. The ball caught under his feet. Now Lummett finds Pizzuto. Pizzuto looking to set Cruz. Good block by Roslin. And now Pizzuto. Plays Lummett. Just a little touch backwards for Cruz. Pizzuto gives it back to Ross. Galaxy needing to be organised. Cruz tried a little back heel. It was blocked by Yilmaz. Cobras with the corner again. Pizzuto for Lummett. Lummett just delayed that pass. Could have been in for Cruz to get a first time attempt at goal. Now Wallace. His ball not accurate enough for Rorter. Now Lummett for Pizzuto. Ross has got an acre of space. Yilmaz stands up, but Ross with a very good finish.
9 goal, number 4 assist.
Yilmaz a bit unlucky there, not committing, not over committing anyway. Got into a good position, but the bouncing ball and a player of Luke Ross's ability going to make it very difficult for any goalkeeper. Ross drags his shot wide. Yilmaz throwing forwards again. It'll be a Galaxy kick in. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Oh, Rorter somehow found some space in the box. Can't direct his shot on target though. McPherson trying to slide the ball to Ross. Really should have just been dropping it off for Marco Florenka. Now Yilmaz looking for Wallace. Can't find him. McPherson, good layoff from Marco Florenka. Smoker reads the cutback. And now the ball's kept in. Wallace just can't quite outstretch the leg to keep it in play. And this is a man who's probably about 6'3", so if anyone on the court was going to be able to reach it, he could have. Great read by Robinson, 3v2. Now a 2v1 for the Cobras. Ross shoots. Good first save by Yilmaz. Second save by Dexter Hard against his own teammate. Marco Florenka spins and finishes to make it 7-0.
Eight goal.
Down into the last minute, Wallace, Smoker, looking for a Rorter, just out of reach. And now McPherson for Ross. Ross just resets. Plays Diego Florenka, back to Ross. Shot, not even close at the near post. Now Felipe. Put under pressure by McPherson. By Diego Florenka. McPherson on the other side of the court. Felipe for Watt. Little turn. Plays Wallace. And then McPherson cuts that pass out. Good touch by referee Taina Campos. Now Watt. Wallace. Can they get themselves a consolation goal with 7.5 seconds remaining? Smoker for Felipe. Smoker for Watt. Time's running out. Shimmy and the shot out at the near post. That concludes the second MSL game of the night. West Coast Cobras 7, Perth City Galaxy 0. We had Zephyr McPherson, Jake Pizzuto and Noah Lummett get goals in the first half. Marco Florenka and Luke Ross with 2 in the second half. And there was, of course, an own goal. I have the statistics here for you. So Perth City Galaxy with 238 attempted passes with a 50% completion rate. The Cobras with 498 attempted, 78% passing percentage of completion. The time in possession, Galaxy got it further up there in that second half, up to 35%. The Cobras with 65%. Total shots, Cobras 36, Galaxy 22. And again, the one statistic that matters most, West Coast Cobras 7, Perth City Galaxy 0. We'll be back very soon with the last game of the night.